is going to be awesome. This is some of the best content I've really ever put together here. Real excited to share it with you guys. Have shared it in a couple other places before, seen some pretty incredible feedback from it. But I'm going to be giving like the exact breakdown of how to run qualifying calls, guys, how to transition to the demo, how to close, how to pitch. All right, this is exactly how I do it. This is exactly what I've taught my sales team to do it. I've personally sold over 150 local businesses, minimum couple $1,000 package here. And in the last 4 or 5 months, we put up 77 new clients on the board. And so I'm going to give you guys the breakdown, the questions to ask, when to ask. So pretty excited about all that. But when you guys get on, let me know you're here. Drop a like, say what's up. Welcome to the first official live here in the Crusader Nation. So got a good one for you guys. Awesome. Looks like we're getting some good people on here. Let me get everything ready to rock and roll, and we will be going. Guys, let me know if you have any questions. I will be monitoring them, checking them down below. So shoot me any questions you've got. I'll have a Q&A afterwards as well. And we're about ready to jump in here. All right. 1 minute here, guys, and then all right. Can you guys see my screen? We got this? Want to make sure I got the right screen, right? Everything's set up. We should be good to go here. Let me know if you guys can see the PowerPoint real quick. All right, looks like we're good. Perfect. All right. Let's jump right in. Looks like we got some good amount of people on. Awesome. First off, guys, welcome to the Crusader Nation, the group. I'm sure a lot of you people who are on, you guys have been following me for a while. If not, then I'm excited to have you guys here. I'm going to be going over a quick little PowerPoint here for you guys this evening I put together. Basically give you the outline of how to structure sales calls, how to close, how to set things up. So again, let me know if you've got any questions in the comments. So with that being said, let's jump right in. All right, so first off, guys, this is the agenda. We're going to talk about closing new clients, okay? So I'm also going to be throwing in some psychology stuff, a couple other things you need to keep in mind if you are looking to sell more, become a better salesperson, okay? First off, psychology sales, 80% of sales begins in your mind. The real reason people buy anything, look, I'm going to talk about how to, run a perfect qualifying call. I'm going to talk about how to run the pitch, okay? So this is for local business stuff specifically. However, the way we set things up, it can be done for if you're selling coaches, consultants, any form of high ticket, but this structure is really built around selling local business clients. One thing I always like to say, guys, everything in life begins with sales. Everything, absolutely everything. Sales is the most important skill, in my opinion, to learn in life if you want to get what you want, okay? It is the lifeblood of your business. It is the lifeblood of your future business. If you don't want to sell, you're screwed. Like, it's the key to freedom in life, okay? When you know you can sell clients, you'll always have a business, all right? Boom, real quick, why you should listen for any of you guys who don't know me. I run a multi-7-figure advertising agency. This has been in the last 15 months here. This is an old date. We're actually over $1 million at this point. This presentation is actually a couple months old. But I've got a full team. Over here, this is my leadership team. We've got 12 employees, 2 Comma Club Award winners. And yeah, we actually live and do this stuff. I feel like that's kind of rare these days to see some people going out giving trainings when they're actually doing it. But yeah, I actually sell this shit, and I've actually sold a lot of clients. Real quick, my story, for anyone who doesn't know my background, I was a real mess in my early 20s. Drugs, drinking, all kinds of shit. I left the NFL in early 2015. My background was in the NFL and the NBA in sales. Started the agency in July of 2015, went 10 months with 0 sales, and then I actually figured out how to actually structure the sales call and close. This is us when we first got started. We were living in a dark basement, and now we've got a great office. I'll give you guys an office tour at one point. But, flash forward 2 years later, everything in life has changed, okay? Here's why you must commit, guys. Selling is the key to freedom. If you can sell, you never have to worry about money again. Okay. Now, this does not mean that you personally need to be selling your entire life and making 100 cold calls a day, but you need to learn how to sell, because selling happens all day, every day, in every interaction, including how we talk to ourselves. The most important person you can sell is yourself to go take action and get shit done. What's the alternative? You don't learn how to do this. So I'm glad you guys are here. You're going to learn a proven structure here today. Okay, here's the mindset of Crusaders. Look, guys, sales is 80% psychology. You got to be in a good state. Okay, you need to show up for every call. All right, prospects can feel your energy on the phone and even more so in person. Like literally, all selling is at the end of the day is a transference of energy. Okay, that's why people were able to rip other people off back in the day, because there's people out there who just got really fucking excited and sold a bunch of shit to them because they're just excited about it. It's literally a transference of energy, okay? You need to believe in what you sell as well. You really got to believe in it. Everyone here, we sell one of the most valuable things you could possibly ever sell, and that is the ability to generate new customers for a business. There's almost nothing more valuable than that. It's one of the most valuable things you can sell from a revenue standpoint, okay? You need to be prepared for the call. And then enthusiasm and excitement are critical. Now, I know I'm actually pretty excited. I get pretty hopped up. You don't have to be as, crazy, as I get and everything, but you got to show some enthusiasm. You must learn how to use some vocal tonality. All right. Here's a couple things that I want to talk about just before I jump into how to run the qualifying call and the demo and the pitch and everything. I want to talk about the psychology of sales. These are just some very small tactics. I'm going to be expanding on these immensely over the coming weeks and months here in this group. But the number one thing in sales, when the pain of not buying becomes stronger than the pain of buying, that's when people sell. Okay, we must identify and we need to learn how to target our customers' pain points. Okay, we need to be able to aggravate them. We need to be able to dig into it and get their pain points, and we need to figure out how to bridge the gap and offer a solution. Okay, that's really what it comes down to. Next, we need to sell benefits, okay, not features, always. We need to sell the benefits. No one cares about the pixel on the back end that, fired off 400 times, all right? We need to talk about new customers, new revenue, new money in the business. That's how we want to be selling. We don't be selling fancy features and we've got the coolest email autoresponder and shit, all right? Future pacing, brought that up in the group today. I will absolutely be making videos on this, but future pacing is critical, guys. We need to use stories. We need to use testimonials to plant the seed of what your service will do for them in the prospect's mind. And we need to do that throughout the sales call. We need to do it throughout, okay? So future pacing is very, very important. In a nutshell, what it is literally, as I just mentioned, painting a picture of what it's going to look like for the client when they buy your service. Okay, so I'll have more on that here in a minute. Next, facts tell, but stories sell. The more that you can tell stories, the better you're going to be as a salesperson. Russell Brunson, who's one of the best stage sellers ever, literally one of the best stage sellers alive, tells a story something like every 1.5 minutes. And I think he said in one video, he does it like every 37 seconds. He is constantly using stories to sell. It is very, very important to understand facts tell, but stories sell. So the more stories you can get, I have stories that I say on every single sales call, same shit over and over again. Okay. And then finally, tonality, guys, is very, very important. It's almost more important than the actual words used. You hear that stat all the time. Something like they say 7% of communication is actually the words that you say. The rest is either your body language or your tonality. So you must start learning about tonality. Again, I will expand upon this much more in the group moving forward. Today's call is going to be more based on structuring the sales call. But if you guys want to know who I feel like is like the top person in regards to tonality, it's actually Jordan Belfort. That guy just crushes it. He has amazing trainings on tonality. So if you guys want to learn more on that before I dig into it, you should check him out because obviously we know he's an amazing salesperson. All right. So here is how we run things over here, guys. This is exactly what we do. I'm going to go over the questions, how we do it, how we set it up. Again, let me know if you've got any questions, comments down below. I'm going to pull up this thing to make sure my phone isn't lagging as well in case I see any other questions. But first off, we start with the qualifying call. God, Facebook is just broken for me right now. I've had some major tech difficulties. But first off, we start with the qualifying call, always. Okay, and then we transition to the demo and the pitch. And I'm going to encourage you guys to start using video and join.me to give live demos, live pitches. I think it's very, very important. And the sales process just crushes it. We close something like 30% of all of our schedules, inbound schedules, and all the people we get on the phone with into 90-day, 120-day contracts at minimum pricing of $3,000 a month. Okay, so this process absolutely works. Okay, this is ideal for deals in the $0 to $8,000 a month range. We start talking $10, $20, $30,000. The sales process does change a little bit. It just gets a little bit longer. There's more decision makers involved. But for local businesses in the $0 to $8K range, this shit will work. It is it works like dynamite. Okay, it's been proven over and over. Doing it this way allows you to be prepared for each call. It's very important to do pre-call research for both the qualifying call as well as the demo to show the prospect that you've actually done a little bit, that you've done some homework on them. Okay, here's another note. Most of these deals should be able to close within 24 to 96 hours. Now, I get it. There's some people who lag. There's some people who aren't ready. But if you set this up properly and you set the demo up properly, then you should be able to close quick. And I'm going to talk about getting credit cards over the phone today, sending DocuSigns over the phone when you're actually going for that close as well. Also, quick note about running trials. I am not against trials at all. I think that when you're just getting started, trials are fine. You see some people out there saying, oh, I'll never run trials. You know, I can teach you how to do it this way. Well, they're probably trying to sell you something, okay? We ran trials until we were doing about $170,000 a month. Okay, so when people say, oh, well, it just makes you look bad, that's just not true. We did it. I talked to other people who do it. If everything got taken away from me, VTalk Local got shut down, I would probably go I would go to a networking event and go set up a couple trials and close a client within like 3 or 4 days. Okay, it's a great way to get confidence in what you're doing and what you're selling, as well as to get testimonials and feedback from the market. I think it can be a good way to go. Now, you're obviously going to want to transition away from trials eventually, but again, I don't hate trials. Okay, first off, here's what we got to do before we go on the call, guys. We've got to study the potential client's offers. Okay, you want to do research on your industry. Know what other people are offering. It's very, very important. Okay, guys, we've got to know the offer and then get ready to own the call. Quick note on niches and niching down. This is something else I'll be talking about, but I highly recommend everybody niche and then niche deeper. Okay, niche the niche is really what I'm talking about here. Like, what sounds more attractive? Someone who works with plastic surgeons or someone who works with rhinoplasty underneath that plastic surgeon umbrella? Especially when you're getting started, the more dialed in you can get to your niche and understand how they speak, the problems they have, the better your sales are going to be long-term. Plus, your ads are going to be much easier to build out. They're going to be much more duplicatable. It's going to be much easier to build a business and scale up from there. All right, so some quick sales commandments before I actually jump into running the call. First off, guys, you must always control the conversation, okay? You must always control the conversation. When you're in sales, you must be in control of everything. You set the agenda, you take control, okay? And also, remember, guys, the other side of the call is literally just a human like you, okay? Do not put this person on a pedestal. I get it. You know, we get nervous. Our heart starts beating. We get used to it. The only way to get through that, guys, honestly, is to do more sales calls. Like, literally, that's what it comes down to. But also, just keep in mind, this is just a human. Okay, as I just mentioned, you want to have a roadmap of where you want to go. So you always want to get onto a call and let them know what they're going to be doing, what they're going to be saying, you know, how the call is going to go, and what it's going to look like. It's very, very important for you guys to have a roadmap and to tell the potential clients so that they understand, they know where the end point is. Okay, because something that can happen on these qualifying calls is you can start asking a bunch of questions and all of a sudden they're like, why is this guy asking me so many questions? What's going on? But if you tell them ahead of time, you're going to ask them questions and then you're going to talk about what you do. It's just much better for the prospect, okay? You want to build rapport by telling stories. This is very, very important, guys. Tell stories. Look for opportunities to connect with them. If they say, hey, I was golfing last week, sweet, I was golfing too. Look for ways to build rapport by telling stories back and forth. Okay, one note on this, guys, don't force this. One thing you'll have to develop as you grow in your sales career and become better at sales is understanding and reading people quickly. There's some people who want to talk and they'll tell stories all day. Some people are much more analytical and just want numbers. Okay, you still want to follow this process I'm outlining, but you will need to be able to read and react based on how the call is going, the feedback from what they're doing. Okay. Future pace whenever possible. I already talked about that, but you want to paint the picture. Yeah, so we've got this client out here in Stockton, California, and guess what? He's an exact similar market to you, but he's doing $150,000 a month. Now, how would that look like if you had an extra, 30 new patients a month coming into your office, okay? So future pacing is very important. Smile. Guys, when you're on the phone, I can't express this enough, but smiling is actually critical. It's very, very critical, okay? It literally makes a huge difference. One of my managers came in one time and had a mirror on my desk. And he was literally like, here, you need to look into this and you need to smile on every call. I was like, man, fuck you talking about? Get out of here. And I started doing it, and now it's just a natural reaction for me, and you can just tell based on the tonality. Okay, so I recommend you guys try smiling as you're giving your sales calls. Next, you are the expert, okay? Understand that you are the expert. This is very important. This is something I see a lot of people who are just getting started get pushed around on. You are the expert. You tell them what the best course of action is. Let them know that they are the best in their field, okay? Not in the marketing field. Again, one more time, selling is simply a transference of energy. Get excited, believe in your product, have confidence in your product, okay? And then finally, I will get all decision makers on the call when I ask for money. Do not pitch without decision makers on the call. All right, so running the qualifying call. I'm literally gonna go by step here, guys. Give you guys everything you need to have in order to arm yourself with being able to close and being able to present solutions for people, okay? So first, you wanna start off. Why are we talking? Why are we on the phone right now? Okay, you need to find out why they're talking to you. Why did they accept to take the call? What are they looking to do? Believe it or not, not everybody just wants more customers. Okay, some people don't like their marketing company. Some people have different goals. So you need to find out why are we talking and why are we on the phone. That's how we open up every single phone call, okay? Next, we need to find out what are you guys offering and what are you looking to do? So by this, I mean, what types of patients, what types of customers are you looking to generate? By the way, guys, if you hear me say patients a lot, we work in the medical industry, so that's why. You need to find out what they are looking to do. What is their goals? What kind of customers are they looking for, okay? Don't just assume, again, don't just assume that they want a specific type of customer. You want to do some pre-call research, have some ideas of what some high customer acquisition values are, but ask them. Because believe it or not, sometimes the people who are worth the most money might cause a headache for that business. It might be harder for them to fulfill. So you need to find out what are they looking to do, as well as what are they offering to get those people in the door. Next, and this is really important, guys. So one of the questions that I hate more than anything is, what is your marketing budget? Like, just, you don't open with that within 5 minutes of meeting somebody, okay? Just don't do that. If you're doing that, stop doing it now, okay? Because I'm gonna teach you guys how that you can figure out and understand if they're in your price range, just basically, and again, this is for local businesses, guys. You know, big marketing companies with actual budgets that are corporated out, different story. But this is how you figure out, without asking what is your marketing budget, you ask them, what have they done currently? You know, what are they doing currently and what are they doing in the past, and how have the results been in regards to their marketing? So if you hear that somebody's running TV or newspaper or direct mail or any other form of online marketing, you already know that they have a budget, especially if they're doing traditional media, guys, especially. Anybody that you hear is running TV, newspaper, or radio, you have no reason that you don't sell that client. None. None. Absolutely none. I don't think you guys got to understand how expensive TV, radio, newspaper is. Okay, I'm going to give you guys an example. Oklahoma, Tulsa, Oklahoma, okay? For one Sunday run, one full-page insert in the Sunday run in the Tulsa, Oklahoma, I don't know what the newspaper's called, $15,000 for one run, guys. Think about that. $15K for one run. Think about what you guys could do with $15,000 for a local business. So what's a great place to prospect on a side note? Newspapers, radio, TV. Radio is also ridiculously expensive, guys. It is absolutely ridiculous. Next, here's the other things that we need to know, okay, guys? And I'm gonna talk about something here that you guys may or may not have heard before, but I'm gonna give you guys a heads up on what's going on in the market right now and what people are running into. So next, you know, what is a customer's lifetime value? Okay, and if the business owner doesn't know that, then explain it to them. Okay, well, how much do they spend with you? What are they spending each month? How long do they typically stick with you? We must figure out what their customer's lifetime value is, because we're going to utilize that during the closing process in order to really stack and close, which I'll get to here in a little bit. Next, we need to know what their sales process looks like, okay? We've got to know what their sales process looks like. And by that, I mean, what happens when a new prospect comes into the business? You know, who sees them? Do they have consultations? Do they get, you know, their car checked and diagnosed? What does that look like? Who handles it? Okay, I mean, what happens there? This is very, very important, guys. You really need to start digging into these local businesses' sales processes. Let me know down in the comments below if you guys have ever talked to or worked with a local business that had trouble actually closing leads. Just let me know, especially Facebook leads. Next, guys. what I want to get across here, handling leads is by far the #1 issue right now amongst most business owners. So we need to address this early and often. This is huge for also retaining clients on the back end. We must discuss and talk about handling leads because they've got to be able to close new patients, and they've got to be able to close them coming from cold traffic. A lot of businesses out there rely only on referrals, and that's it. And so if they don't know what their sales process looks like, or if they don't know what happens when they come in, or they just wing it, like, that's some red flags for me. One, they're probably not used to marketing a whole lot. And then two, it's going to be tough to retain them long term if they don't have a dialed in good process. Because the #1 problem that we see, as well as all my other friends, all the people I talk to who run agencies working with local businesses, by far is the ability to handle leads. So we need to talk to them about that. Also, side note, guys, I'm going to touch on this here in a bit as well. You must start bringing in lead handling training as some sort of your package. You must. This is no longer an option in this niche, in this business, in this industry. If you want to retain clients, you must start teaching them how to train and handle leads. But I will get more on that here in a minute. Okay. Next, that's all we need to grab. Okay, so we need to grab the main things that we're looking for on a sales call. Like, there's going to be questions that come up, but those are the main questions. We ask those 6 questions every single time, no matter what. And here's what we're looking for before we actually look to transition them to a demo. And that is, can they afford my services? Can they close leads? And can I provide a solution? That's all we need to find out. And we find those out whether or not they're good fits for us. We're pre-qualifying them. And that's why we ask questions the way that I just went over. Because, again, they're going to be like, oh, no one's ever asked me about my sales process before, what my lead handling looks like, or express the importance of lead handling. Man, no one's ever said any of that. So you're setting them up and qualifying them. Okay, guys, you've got to think about it like that. And the way you know that they can afford you is by straight up asking what are they doing for marketing, and then finding out what they're doing for marketing. Just as a side note, guys, if people are running referral only or they've never marketed before, I just won't even talk. We run. Those guys are almost always major problems, major headaches, because they're not going to know what to do with cold traffic. They're not going to know how to close the leads, even more so than the people who are actually spending money on marketing who won't know how to close the leads. But that's a whole different, discussion. So referral only, we walk away. We don't deal with them. Their expectations are through the roof. They're used to closing warm traffic, and they struggle with closed leads. So after we've gathered all that information, now we want to transition to the demo. Okay, it's like this is exactly how we say it. Look, based on everything you told me, this is going to be a perfect fit. I'd love to set up a time to walk you through our entire system and give you a demo. Okay, like this is really big, guys. You want to do this into a 2-part process, and if they're available right then and there, then get ready, run the demo, get ready to set it up. I'm actually going to walk you guys through a sample demo of what we do over here. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, this is another thing where you can talk about price as well. Like, wow, Mr. Business Owner, we work with a ton of clients like you, and based on the fact that each customer is worth $3,000, oh, that's fantastic. This is going to be a great fit. We work with just like you. I love letting people know that we work with other clients like them. If you guys don't currently have clients, if you don't have testimonials, borrow others. I've seen this work before. I've seen what some of these stats can do. I've seen what the ads can do. I'm big on staying ethical and all that, but borrow other case studies from other people in this group, the other groups that you are a part of, okay? If you set a call for a featured day, if they're not ready to go right then and there to go through a pitch, go through a demo, make sure you build them a sample campaign, okay? You want to walk people through this. You want to show them everything you can do. This is where you really demonstrate value and you present that solution, okay? Now, during the qualifying calls, we go into those questions. In a whole nother video, I'll discuss aggravating pain points. But our entire demo and pitch is really there in order to present the solution to all the pain that we uncovered by asking them those questions and running our qualifying calls. Also, and last thing, if you think you'll be able to get them to a demo first, like on the first call, which we have 1 call closes for sure, then just have one prepared. Have something you can go to, another campaign, something along those lines, okay? And when you build a sample campaign, make sure you've isolated and chosen an offer or something to go after, okay, guys? Make sure you picked, oh, it would be perfect for this. And you guys need to be thinking in your minds, okay, how is this going to be from an advertising standpoint? Am I going to be able to produce leads for this? Is this going to be an easy offer? Almost as much as what they want. Because, for example, some things are really difficult. Like every chiropractor, not every, but dozens of chiropractors approach us asking about accident injury, or personal injury funnels. And those are very difficult. And those guys sure as hell aren't paying us enough money in order to do them. So make sure that you are thinking about the offer, thinking about what's going on. So that way you can actually produce leads for the client. Okay. Next, I really think the thing's broken. I can't see any comments on my phone right now, and my Facebook's broken. So if you guys are commenting, need to figure out or have any questions here, then yeah, that's broken. Let me hold on one second, guys, and we're gonna go in. Okay, all right, let's jump to the demo. I'm trying to see if we can get comments. I'm pretty sure my phone's just not updating here. Let me see. All right, there's some comments. Okay, we got it. I got it figured out. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, awesome, awesome, awesome. What's up, guys? Recognize all you guys. Awesome, Fernando. Appreciate it, my man. Charlie, they're coming, my man. We've got them coming. I'm actually getting them designed right now, and I haven't even got to the closing tips, my man. But I've got a roadmap designed. Those of you who know me from Business Not Bullshit, you'll probably laugh about the roadmap, but it's coming. Okay, perfect. All right, I got you guys now. I should be able to get questions. So let's talk about the demo, and let's talk about going through the demo and how to pitch it. Let me know if you guys have any questions on the qualifying call. I know we went through that pretty quick, but I wanted to give you guys the exact questions. I'm going to leave this up so you can go through. Those are the main points. Now, I understand that everything, you want to have longer calls, you want to talk more about what they've got to do, but those are the big things you need to hit on, and I'm going to have a roadmap that illustrates that. So that way you're just driving down the road and you're gathering all the information that you need in order to run a successful campaign and run a successful pitch. So now, let's talk about the pitch. Running the demo. Okay. Perfect. First off, the proof, okay? We need to begin by finding out how much they know about Facebook in AdWords. And this is really important because it's going to decipher how deep you go, how much tech you talk about, some of that type of shit. Next, you need to show proof immediately. Okay, either cost per lead numbers or your total Facebook spend or, quick testimonials you have. You really want to immediately show proof when they get on the demo call, okay? We've just spent the time talking with them on the qualifying call, going over what that looks like, how things are going there. But next, we need to show proof. And if you don't have any proof, if you don't have any clients, that's why I recommend running, some free trials. Go get some case studies. Go get some testimonials. Only run free trials, guys, if you get the agreements ahead of time to get video testimonials, okay? That's the requirement for running any type of trial. If not, just show them cost per lead numbers. It doesn't have to be the same account. Just show them something on the back end that validates them. It's like, oh, wow, this is live. He's showing me a live demo. Okay, also, guys, just so you know, I actually recommend running a live / PowerPoint demo. The initial point I like to do live. It works really well. People like seeing things live on the go. It's not something that's structured, and then I'll talk about a value stack close here in a little bit. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, if you don't have any case studies, if you don't have any testimonials, borrow some, guys. Borrow some. Okay, there's tons out there. I've seen this work before. Or go get some. Okay, I recommend when you first get started, you've got to go get case studies. You've got to go get testimonials. They're almost mandatory leverage in order to sell. Or it sure as hell, it's not mandatory, but it sure as hell makes it a hell of a lot easier. Next, running the demo. Okay, the targeting. So this is the next thing I do. So after I show them some proof, we get them warmed up, then we go through the targeting, okay? We walk them quickly through the back end, show them the conversions stuff, show them, the pixels, whatever. Show them the, some of the crazy crap, show them that it's not easy. Because one of the problems that we face, and let me know if you guys have seen this before, people tend to think that, what we do is just easy and anyone could do it. It's no big deal, right? So I like to jimmy rig them a little bit, throw them some curveballs here and there, and, make sure they know there's a lot of complexities going on. Next, we use the targeting area to show them the power of Facebook and why it's the best place to mark ever. Here is a line that I recommend you guys all steal, okay, after you go through the targeting. Right now, I brought up someone who was a sample car dealer for a Honda dealership, right? Look, we can target behavioral categories by people who are literally interested in or own Hondas. We can target by their income demographics. We can target by home ownership. Right now, we've been making a lot of jokes about Zuckerberg testifying before Congress because of targeting, right? I'm like, that's what we do, but in the right hands, it's extremely powerful in information. So I always like to show them some targeting, show them some sample targeting. Also, guys, I understand in the small business niche, a lot of us, we use open targeting, things like that. We use a lot of opening targeting, but show them what it's capable of. The point here is to, you know, get their mind thinking, wow, this is crazy. This is going to work for me, because there's still a lot of people out there, guys, believe it or not, who straight up don't believe that their target customers on Facebook, which is fucking mind-blowing to me, because there's over 2 billion people on Facebook and like 1 billion like every day or some shit. Like everybody's on Facebook, okay? So proof, then targeting, all right? Make a big deal about this stuff. And here's the line. Once we've identified who's most likely to become a customer, we put an ad in their feed. Once we have identified who's most likely to become a customer, these guys eat this stuff up because they're like, oh my gosh, we can target so crazily. We can get exactly who I want. Boom. I love to show them the ad, okay? We want to show them the ad, and then we want to start talking about why we do what we do in regards to the advertising and why it will work, okay? Build out a sample campaign for them. It builds huge credibility. They're like, oh my gosh, you put this together for me, just for me? You know, build out a sample campaign. Okay, make sure you explain how Facebook works and how the entire goal is to get them to click on the ad. So I don't spend a ton of time going over the importance or the big parts of the ad, but I do talk about offers, how important the headline is, why the ad is structured the way that it is, how important imagery is, because this is where you want to start dropping that, hey, we're going to need custom imagery from you guys. Let me know if you guys have seen better results with custom imagery versus stock down below. Has anyone seen a difference there? So I talk about the ad. We show them a sample because we want them to start understanding and start visualizing and picturing this ad running for their business. That's why we want to do all this stuff, guys. We want to get them thinking that this is their campaign. That's why I love the sample campaign as well, because it is a way to future pace, okay? They see the logo on there and they're like, oh my gosh, this is me. I can be having this out there and I can target this amount of people. That stuff, it like really connects in the subconscious, all right? So talk about the ad for a little bit. Sweet, badass, we're marketers, blah, blah, show them a sample. Next. Boom. The landing page, okay? I always talk about the landing page. You want to talk about why it's absolutely insane to run cold traffic to the homepage of a website and how important it is to lead capture, okay? So one of the things I highly recommend, guys, is renting funnels and starting to own more of the process. So I'm big on landing pages. We use ClickFunnels. We've used Instapage in the past. Obviously, you can do landing pages on a website as well, but I love to own everything in regards to our potential or our prospect or our client, not because we're selfish and all that, but because we want to make it harder for them to leave. So the more that we own, the more custom landing pages that we create, that we own, the better. I recommend everybody own their own, don't run from their own ad accounts. They get no access to anything, no access to the landing page, nothing. You are renting them the funnel, okay? That is what I'd highly recommend. You have to do that? No. But talk about why it's absolutely insane to run cold traffic to the homepage. Now, why is it insane? Well, it's insane because if you go to the homepage of a website, especially in 2018 when most traffic's mobile, there's all kinds of shit going on. You know, there's all of a sudden they're reading the about us, they're reading the testimonials, and then poof, they got a phone call and they're gone. So we need to go to a landing page, especially for local businesses, that is short, sweet, to the point, and captures the lead information as quickly as humanly possible. And we discussed this because guess what, guys? Chances are somebody's ran traffic or they've ran traffic to the homepage of their website. Okay, so I say it in kind of a nice way, but I let them know that it's crazy and you're going to lose a lot of people, because you are. You should never run any traffic to the homepage of a website unless it's a one-page site that's built to lead capture. Okay, so we talk about the landing page, talk about the simplicity, show them how we're going to capture that lead information. Next, after the landing page, we go into online scheduling. Okay, if you don't offer online scheduling, guys, figure it out. Figure out how to get it in for these local businesses. It is a major selling point. A lot of people might ask, well, does it integrate with this software or that software? All they need to do is go in and leave open appointment times for whatever business they're running, and it makes it a lot easier. 30 to 60% of inquiries that we've seen over time, depending on the market, the area, the country, they schedule online immediately. They schedule immediately. Okay, this is a huge selling point. These guys love this stuff. Okay, and this is a quote that we use all the time. This is how you get new schedules on your calendar overnight and on weekends. Okay, it's a huge, huge line. They love that. Okay, I mean, who doesn't want to wake up and see a bunch of new schedules at their office? All right, so after we go through online scheduling, I've got a picture of that. Boom. We talk about lead handling. Okay, so I don't know how many of you guys are hitting on this right now, but you'll hear me talk about this quite a bit here moving forward, especially in the local business space. There's an epidemic of small businesses just fucking up, just being atrocious in regards to handling leads. It is just, it's an epidemic, and it is going to drive you crazy. I promise you. Unless we can train them, we can teach them. So I'm telling you guys now, you must make a big deal, a huge deal about lead handling if you expect to retain the client. And it needs to start on the qualifying call, really. Okay, you need to let them know, hey, these leads need to be handled right. We see massive variance across the country. Just to give you guys a quick heads up, because we work with over 100 clinics right now, something like that. And we have clinics that close 40% of every lead, like close into new care. And we've got clinics that see 5 to 10% of the total leads even show up in their office. Think about that. 5 to 10% actually showing up. Front desk lie. They do not call the leads when they say they will. They're calling them late. So you guys need to really come up with a lead handling process, okay? It's an absolute disaster for most small businesses. You need to start implementing and creating a tracking or a training system, to help the staff sales owner follow up on the leads, okay? And you need to start selling this early, because guess what, guys? This is what's going on right now in the market if you start talking to a lot of people. So as you guys know, there's a lot of people who are offering Facebook leads, ads, stuff like that, you know, whatever. There's still plenty of opportunity, by the way, and plenty of business out there. But chances are they might have had a bad experience with Facebook. They might say the leads suck. Well, the leads don't suck, they suck, okay? And I've got a video that I send to docs that literally says that, no, you suck. And that's basically how we let them know. Front desk lie. We've had 3 front desks fired in the last month alone because we caught them lying. We secret shop. We keep track of what they're doing. We listen to their calls. I mean, it's an epidemic out there, guys. So if you take one thing away from what I'm going over here tonight, it's this. Start paying attention to lead handling. Let me know, guys, in the comments if you guys have any clients that have struggled to call leads or just haven't called leads. Like, it's just unbelievable, like how much these guys just don't care. Another thing that you want to do, this is kind of just a side note, Jaden, I appreciate your comment there, bro. Here's another thing on that level that we say every single call. So once you've identified what the price point of the customer is, let's say it's $3,000, which, by the way, guys, I'm a huge fan of going after niches that have high customer acquisition value. Look, you can still you can crush with yogas, gyms, that type of stuff, but it's much easier, in my opinion, to restaurants. They can all be good, and they can absolutely work, but it's much easier when you'll need a couple new customers to justify your fees. So what we need to start doing is stop talking about leads and start calling them new customer opportunities, and let them know that every single new opportunity is $5,000 or it's $3,000. So you just blew $30,000 in new customer opportunities by not following up with these leads, not calling these leads. Start talking to them in a financial sense. Start attaching revenue numbers to these, okay? They will start to appreciate the leads more. Every single opportunity is worth $3,000. Here's another quote we always say. Everybody in 2018 who takes the time to fill out name, email, and phone number when we live in the world of spam is a good lead. They are a hot lead. Don't care what anyone says. That lead can be sold. Okay? You're pulling them off of a platform to a website, and you're capturing name, email, phone number. That is a hot lead. Don't take shit from these business owners when they tell you the leads suck. They suck. Okay? I promise you guys. As long as your offer is not ridiculous or anything, you know, be reasonable, obviously. All right, so that was a little bit of a side tangent, but lead handling, guys, start paying attention to this. It's a huge selling point, and it's also massive for retention, okay? Next, tracking. This is another massive selling point, guys. It is absolutely essential that you guys have call tracking and a good way to track every single lead that comes in the door and report those client numbers to clients. We sell based on trackability. If you guys are newer to the agency world and you don't have an understanding of how big agencies work, big agencies don't track for shit. Like, I mean, it's unbelievable what they will do. They might give you some impression reports or some website visitor reports, but when you can come in and say that you'll always know where you stand from a direct ROI standpoint to a business owner, because they'll be able to track every lead and see every single person who opted in. This is a huge deal. This is a huge selling point, guys. Huge. Okay, so figure out how to get tracking in. If you guys are wondering who we use for call tracking, we use Call Tracking Metrics. It's one of my favorite softwares ever. It's not the cheapest. It's really cheap. It's like $1.50 a number. We could do it cheaper through Twilio, but I like Call Tracking Metrics because it's got great customer support. We use a lot of softwares. We have heavy uses of them with over 100 clients and spending over $1 million a year on Facebook, blah, blah. Most software support is just shit and garbage. Call Tracking Metrics is fantastic. We've never had a bad problem with it. Always been able to talk to somebody. Next, auto-updating Google spreadsheets. You can build these, using Zapier. If you use ClickFunnels or Instapage, you can zap over the form information. You can zap over the call information to an auto-updating Google spreadsheet. Very, very, very valuable for the client, guys. Very valuable. I can't say enough, because if the client can just pull it up and understand and see where they're at from a tracking standpoint and how many leads they've got and what that looks like, and hopefully, the front desk is filling out this sheet, then they just know, they always know where they stand. They love this stuff, guys. I promise you guys, they absolutely love it. Let's see here. All right. Okay. So after tracking, now we are ready. So that is the live portion of the pitch. I like to walk that through live because I like to bring up different examples as they see fit, different campaigns if it makes sense. And really, I think that there's something magical about doing it live. Just so you guys know, we use join.me in order to host and run our meetings. You can obviously use Zoom, some of those types of things, but I've got a team, a staff, so not everybody wants to be one-on-one, but we use join.me. Very easy. You can use the free version. It always works. People know how to use it, and they can even use it on their iPad or their iPhone if they download the app. Okay, so once you've gone through your service and you've demonstrated it, and you've addressed many of his pain points, okay? Like I said a minute ago, the most common pain point these days, especially for Facebook, is lead quality. Again, you address lead quality by putting a huge emphasis on lead handling during the call. Next step is what I call the Logar close, the John Logar close. This thing is magical. We use this on every single call. This thing is a mind blower, okay? So here is actually, I've got my actual slide decks. I'm showing you guys, you don't have to get crazy with these pitch. This pitch deck has sold like $1 million, like literally. So I'll have my pitch here and the example of what I went through. It doesn't have to be crazy. It doesn't even have to be good. So first, you gotta have a pitch deck ready that walks the prospect through all of the services and makes them sound incredible, okay? We're gonna go over everything we just showed them. It's the double stack, okay? This is kind of like, this is Jimmy rigged between Russell Brunson, my mentor Alex Becker, and then also John Logar, okay? So this is how you transition to the pitch deck, okay? You transition with, so I know I just went over a ton of information, but let me walk you through everything one more time. Let me go through all your services, and boom, this is when we get set up with the pitch deck. Over here, you guys can see, for example, we've got Facebook ad design and copy. We've got Facebook ad monitoring and management. We've got landing page design and hosting. And so we just start walking them through one by one, okay? Now, the Logar close, okay? This is huge, guys. This is huge. If you get good at this, then it's literally going to be a game changer for you, okay? It's going to be huge. Okay, so Mr. Business Owner, if I could guarantee you 30 leads a month, and let's say 15 of them show up, how many of those leads would you typically close? They're going to say, oh, I close like 10 to 15. And they'd be like, and you already know from your qualifying call how much money that's worth. And then so we say something like, awesome, you're a closer. I love that. How much revenue would that be worth for you? She's like, I guess it'd be worth about $45,000. Perfect. Well, that's what most of our clients make. We call it new patient casino, where it's a casino where you can go in and you can put $1 in and you could get 5 to 10 back every single time. Okay? Like literally walk them down this. Do not tell them this situation. I want to go over it one more time. Make sure you guys getting everything here. Okay, basically, we want to talk about if we can guarantee 30 leads a month, which, by the way, guys, we do lead guarantees. I think they're actually a really huge selling point as well. So that's just a side note. And let's say we get 15. How many of those leads would you typically close? And they'd be like, they're literally going to say 10. Okay, great. That's $30,000 of revenue. I mean, how much revenue would we have for you? $30,000. Perfect. Okay, so you just got them to psychologically say, wow, they're guaranteeing me leads. We've got people coming in the door. I've already seen the sample campaign. I've seen everything. And he's thinking $30,000 in new revenue. Okay. Like it's a psychological thing. It works so much better if you ask them and get them to say all of these things, as opposed to saying, you told me you'd close 9 leads and that would be worth 40K. You want them to say it. There's a psychological trigger that goes on when that happens. Okay. Then we want to take them to the final value stack page. So you've just got them to submit, oh man, I'd make like 40K, blah, blah. After you've re-walked them through all of your services quickly, as I showed you guys before, with the notes there, you want to throw in a value stack. Okay, now this is Russell Brunson does this to just disgusting puke-worthy levels, but he sold $10 million at FHL 2018 with like the most absurd value stack I've ever seen. This shit works. I use it in pitches. I use it in sales videos. I use it in webinars. I've used it all across the board, different industries, selling products, selling courses, whatever. You have something like this that puts out, okay? This is an example of what ours looks like. So boom, awesome. Well, let me recap one more time. We've got Facebook ad design and copy. We've got landing page. We've got onboarding quality control. We've got custom online scheduling, call tracking, 30 new patient inquiries, and you just told me you'd close about 10 people. Boom. All for only $3,000 a month. So we've built up the value. We've got them to start saying in their head, I'm going to make 40 grand, and then we drop the price on them. Okay? Then we drop the price on them. And I'm telling you guys, when you stack it like that, you start building them up, get them excited. When they start seeing 7,500, they're like, oh shit, is it going to be 5K? How much is it going to cost? What are we going to do? Boom. Then you drop it. I think the sample I used was 7,500. I usually like to use 3 or 4x what our price is, and then drop it down that way. I don't get quite as aggressive as Russell does on his webinars with business owners, but you probably could. Okay, boom. All for only $3,000 a month. Okay? Like literally, and this is literally how it goes. After you mention one more time everything they get, you drop the price in front of them. Based on what you told me, your ROI and customer value, we should expect to see a massive ROI for only $3,000 a month. And then the signature phrase, what kind of card do you want to put that on? GG. Boom. That is the framework, guys. Walking them through beginning to end. All the questions you need, the layout, what you need to have, and literally this process works, okay? It absolutely works. Okay. With that, any questions, guys? You know, that's what I got. I know I've been going for about 45 minutes here to an hour. Obviously, I'll be digging deeper on these in the group. I'll be doing specifics on qualifying calls moving forward. But I wanted to introduce everybody and go over, you know, a strong framework and overview of our sales process, drop some good value for you guys. So let me know what questions you guys have. I've got a couple more slides here I want to talk about in regards to objections and pricing techniques on the close. So first off, on objections, you know, I could spend hours, you know, on objections. But the truth is, if there is major objections, guys, you just didn't do a good enough job providing value and destroying their worries. Okay? People buy when they believe you. They buy when they believe you. Okay? Look, here's the deal. Some people are just broke, especially in the small business world. You must be strategic with the businesses that you're prospecting. I'm going to talk a lot about prospecting in this group moving forward as well. I've got a lot of information on that because you can waste a hell of a lot of time going after bad businesses here. Okay, but you must be strategic. Do not pitch broke businesses. How do we know that they're not broke? Because we've already gone through the qualifying call and spent time with them, understanding. We know that they're spending money on marketing. We know that they're already doing shit. We've already, you know, deduced that they have a marketing budget. Okay. So here, you know, once we've identified that a business owner can afford it, we already just, like I mentioned, we just discovered this in the qualifying call. The only real objection you'll ever get if they can afford it is that the business owner doesn't quite believe it will work for them. Okay? That's it. It's because they don't believe you. So we need to get them to believe us. That's why I like the proof. That's why I like to structure in this way. Like when we start talking about sales processes and lead handling, it really demonstrates how much we know about just business. Okay, we're no longer just Facebook ad strategists or AdWords strategists. We are business partners. Okay, we start looking at it more of a revenue generating standpoint. Okay. Next, this one's my favorite. Can I speak to like 81 of your current clients? Again, this is a bot. Just so you guys know, we never let anybody talk to referrals. These guys pretty much never buy. I've almost never seen somebody who's asking for a referral actually buy. So what we can do here is one, case studies, testimonial videos, and another thing that we say, you know, proprietary people, we can't talk about them. You know, they don't want us to know who we're marketing with. And another one is, you know, even if I was going to send you a guy, I'd send you a guy who's, you know, making 100 grand a month off the 3K. So why would that even matter? Like, what do you think I'm going to send you a guy who doesn't like me? You know, so that's what we've got our testimonials. That's what we've got all that stuff. So those are some quick notes on objections, guys. But I want you to keep in mind this entire process, and I'm going to go over this deeper in this group, is this is all a psychological war. warfare. It's one big giant game of psychological warfare where we're playing on their emotions, we're aggravating their pain points, and then bridging the gap and presenting us as the solution. Okay, so as we go through the qualifying call, we start to isolate and look for things that they seem to be really concerned about, and we hit those harder on the demo and the close. Okay, but just about everything I went through is on all of our calls, no matter what, because we want to walk them through the process. We need them to understand what they're getting in there, what they're doing, because another reason why this is important, guys, is we need to make sure that they stay with us. Okay, so clients need to be onboarded properly, they need to be sold properly, or else you're just gonna have a one and done. And I get it, at the beginning when you're getting started, you might get real excited about something like that, but I promise you, you're gonna get real annoyed real quick if you're losing clients every month. All right, looks like we got some questions. Scott, do I use Stripe? No, I do not use Stripe. My business partner would kill us if we use Stripe. Just transfer to bill.com, getting ACH payments. That's awesome, man. We use a merchant account. We use authorize.net and WHMCS to manage our billing. It's a bit more expensive. Stripe, when you do massive volume, Stripe will shut you down. Something's going to come up. They're going to shut you down. Their fees are higher. Look, it's easy. It's a great place to get started. It's cheap. I get all that. But you're going to want to get a real merchant account, real merchant provider. Once you start doing 6 figures a month, once you really start scaling, it's very important to do that. And I hope nobody's using PayPal either. PayPal will screw you. Stripe, I think it's about an 80% screw rate at some point. PayPal is like 100% if you're doing any type of volume through there. So I do recommend merchant accounts, and we use, again, authorize.net combined with WHMCS for our merchant provider and where we bill money from. Let's see here. Gilberto, what's a good close ratio? Great question, man. That really depends on pricing, what you're looking to do. I mean, obviously, you know, you're going to probably have a little bit less of a close ratio on a $50,000 a month versus $2,000. What we aim for is 20 to 30% of all inbound traffic, or all of our schedules, I'm sorry, to be closed into multi-month contracts. We do contracts over here with their minimum 3-month contracts with 20-day or 30-day out clauses. That is what we shoot for and where we want to be. We were higher when we were doing month to month and we were starting with trials. It was probably 40 to 50% close rate, but we really wanted to start building and getting into more contracts so that we could do more stuff and build clients up long term. But I would say 20 to 30% is where you want to be, man, without a doubt. Yeah, Jaden, fuck PayPal, bro. It is the worst, dude. It is the worst. I don't get it. It's so broken. It fucks over so many people. I've seen endless stories of PayPal being a complete nightmare. Also, guys, got a couple techniques here for you. Again, there's going to be a whole live on this. I could talk about this for days, show examples. But here's some really good techniques that we utilize over here. First off, start with the price higher than you are willing to drop. By that I mean, if you were willing to go to $3,000 a month, start at $3,500. Let them know that they've got a 24-hour special where they'll buy it for $3K today. You can take $500 off, and they get this special deal. Okay, it's sad. It's a shitty world that, you know, sometimes we have to use pricing maneuvers, but that type of stuff works. You see it all the time, and it does work. We do that all the time here. And guess what? You're going to get people who buy you at the higher price, and you're going to make some extra money too. So if you start high and are willing to drop, but make sure if you're doing that you put some sort of deadline on it, 24, 48 hours. So they're not just sitting there in limbo and they don't think you're toying with them to begin with. Okay. What's funny, what my sales guy will do when this happens, is when I know he's doing a price drop, he'll come and dance in front of my office and like, you know, just be like, you know, we have a sales scepter and sword that we hold, and I'll know that he's working a price drop right now, because what he says is, oh, you know what, let me go check and see with management if I can get you a deal. If you're willing to get started today, let me go see. And it's awesome. That really works. Let's see here. One thing you guys can do, depending on where you're at, is potentially offer a paid trial or a free trial if they just don't buy it. If you go for the close and you're still needing to get some clients, you want to get some stuff going, maybe you can do that on a trial basis. You know, again, if you guys are running trials, I recommend no more than 2 to 3 days max. No 2-week trials, no 30-day trials. I do not like those. They are going to cause headaches and nightmares. People are going to no-show. The leads are going to suck. 2 to 3 day trials. Get them 10 to 20 leads and then get out. So I don't mind offering that. Another thing, guys, guarantees are absolutely massive. You find anything you can to mitigate risk and add guarantees to your program. Okay, so we guarantee a certain number of inquiries every month. Okay, it's much lower than what our average is, but these guys still love it. They love to have something there to believe, because you'd be shocked the amount of people out there, the amount of agencies, the amount of shitty humans that are out there selling garbage to business owners. They've just been beaten up for the last 15 years in regards to online marketing. It's sad. So guarantees are extremely, extremely important. All right, Gilberto, the same, man. It's very similar, except for what we do is we actually have a built-out 3-month plan where we walk them down. This is our first 30 days. This is the next 60 days. This is the next 30 days. Even though we're really doing, I mean, we are adding to it and we're building the campaigns, but we were doing that anyways. Now we just kind of walk it through. So we add in retargeting month 2. We start adding video testimonials in the 2nd month. In the 3rd month, we start getting videos of you, the doctor, the office, the business owner, and we start putting those out there and branding in the community. But we just walk them down a path in order to get them on a contract. But it's essentially the same thing, man. It's not a whole lot different, except for we've got our proposal in there and it goes through a 90-day process. That's the thing, though. We do sell them on a 90-day process. So in order for what really helps with closing is not just saying, hey, it's a 3-month contract. We say it's a 90-day process. It's a business accelerator program. So I would recommend if you guys are looking to build contracts out, those types of things, then you would put together a plan that you can walk them through as well. But again, it'll fit directly into this. The only thing that would change is on the pitch. You go through what you would do month 1, month 2, month 3, similar to how we go through the services. See here, Scott, what's up, bro? As the expert, do you personally do the sales training, or do you have that outsourced to an account manager? When you say sales training, you mean lead handling training? Let me know. If you do, then no, I don't personally, I don't really talk to clients very much anymore. We've got a team of 12 over here. Very rarely. I've got some old clients who've been with us the last couple of years who I had really good relationships with. But I mainly work with my sales guy, and I run and manage our inbound funnels. A lot of you guys have probably seen me all over Facebook and potentially YouTube, marketing in your face, all that. So I really focus on that and making sure we've got schedules coming in and the deals are closing and working with him on the pitch. Let's see here. Braden, what's going on? What's going on? Let's see here. Do you have any upsells to take clients through your value ladder? Great question, Braden. For a long time, we didn't. However, we do now. We've actually are working on some really cool stuff for some high-end upsells, including, doctor training on closing, lead handling. There's a lot of things that we do walk them through. We didn't for a very long period of time, though. Mainly, our goal is to volume get clients on the same thing, duplicate it. So like, I'm a big believer, if you're going to target local businesses, you want to make this as duplicatable as humanly possible. Running ads and landing pages really isn't that difficult in the local business niche. At scale, it can be, because some markets just fucking suck and Facebook breaks all the time, but that's a whole different story. But you want to make it as duplicatable as possible, so we don't have too many crazy stuff going on with our packaging and pricing, because we wanted to simplify it. We wanted to make it easy. This is what you get. This is what we do. But now that we are pretty dialed in, we're also adding in AdWords and YouTube and some other type of stuff at some different price points. If you've got your stuff and your processes dialed in, guys, then yeah, adding SEO websites, those can be great. What I will say is, once you really start to scale, once you get past 100K a month, operations becomes the most important part of the business. Most important part. I ignored it. I'm a sales guy. I'm like, fuck it, let's go, let's sell, let's sell, let's sell, we'll be fine. And at one point last year, I almost broke our agency. We sold on way too many clients, 45 clients over, I think, a 2.5-month period. Once I discovered webinars, Sema, if you're on here, she's magic at running webinars. And we ran into a lot of operational issues, a lot. And we lost a lot of clients over a several-month period last year. And it hurt. It was bad. A lot of it was retention. A lot of it was our end. But anyways, we had to go through that in order to understand the importance of operations. And it really, really comes into play, which is also why I'm a big fan of simplifying your offer and your packaging until you've got things dialed in. Let's see here. Yeah, Jaden, that's exactly what we do, man. He'll come over and he'll just like kind of dance around and say, ah, it's awesome. He literally does. It's funny. He just puts it on hold, comes back. He's like, yep, we can do it. Okay, Gilberto, what was the average drop off? Man, it's been all over the place over the last 2 years, Gilberto. For whatever reason, last year at one point, we had a monster drop off. But for a long time, for the first like 8 months, we had like a 95% retention rate. Everybody was coming back and staying. Then Facebook had a bunch of algorithm changes last summer, and then again in September. And that's when things started to, slow down. But now that we're on the 90-day process, it's much, much better. We still do lose some clients. Some clients do still suck, but it's much better now. Let's see here. Scott, for your 90-day deals, do you get that all up front or build monthly for 3 months? Last couple of deals were 90-day deals. With Scott, I think that's a great way to go, especially where you're at, bro. Getting up front. We do them on monthly. And part of the reason why, it's not that we can't do upfront, but we do like to have predictable income, sustainable income, things that come in. There's absolutely nothing wrong with collecting the money up front. It's probably a really good idea. But right now we collect it month by month, but we just have them sign a contract through DocuSign, which we do sign, which we do sell, or I'm sorry, we do send DocuSigns over the phone and while we're collecting credit card. Get them on the spot. I hate when sending invoices afterwards, okay? Some people are going to fall through the cracks. They just aren't going to do it. Get that credit card as soon as humanly possible, okay? See here, Jaden, do I still do webinars to get clients? We do video sales letters. We do a lot of stuff to get clients. So, I mean, I do LinkedIn. We've got people going out with cold email. We've got people using my custom prospecting systems. We do a lot of inbound traffic through Facebook, through funnels to a video sales page that gets people to schedule and sign up. We've got YouTube marketing going on. I haven't been running webinars for a little while because we've been really good about getting direct schedules with people because we've got really strong audiences and really strong lookalikes in custom lists. However, I love webinars, and we just consulted a webinar like a week and a half ago. Alex Becker, who's, by the way, if you guys don't know who he is, start following him. He's the best salesman in the online niche right now. He's my mentor. I'm in his very expensive mastermind, and he's trained me on webinars to an unbelievable degree. Webinars are very potent, very, very powerful, and they still work extremely well. Braden, what's up, man? Awesome. I didn't know you were going to be in Austin. I love that. I love that. That's great. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody in Austin. I'm going to have a lot of fun. I'm actually be presenting Braden, talking about video sales and stuff here in Austin. Spencer, yeah, man, I will definitely leave this up as a replay here. This is kind of the first introduction to the Crusader Nation. Really wanted to drop value for everybody. Obviously, we're always going to be dropping value and shit, but I definitely went through some good stuff here. Let me know, guys. You got some good stuff out of this. Also, any other questions you guys got? Anything. You know, I see there's still at least 10, 15 people on. We'll love it. Any more questions you guys got? And there's going to be a lot of stuff coming up. We're going to be talking on a lot of things. Sales is my specialty. I love sales, everything from webinar sales to selling clients to building sales pitches to prospecting, all that type of stuff. Sema, who is the co-partner in the group here, amazing at ads. She runs our ads, even though I've got a team of 12 over here. I outsource and contract with her in order to do stuff. So we're going to be talking a lot about ads, landing pages, opportunities, coaches, clients, all kinds of good shit coming in this group. Another thing, like I mentioned before, it's going to have a very big emphasis on mindset and human optimization. I am borderline obsessed with improving my mind, making my mind stronger, making it better, as well as optimizing and being at my very best all the time. So, I mean, I've got about 100 supplements right here. I've got things I do every day, so I'll be talking a ton. Charlie, thank you so much, man. Jaden, love it, love it, love it. Gilberto, awesome, man. Love seeing you around. I know you were active in Business Not BS, Gilberto. Make sure you jump in here. I'm probably gonna be a little less active in Business Not BS moving forward here, but would love to have you hanging out around here, man. I'll be monitoring this one closely. Good to see you on as always. Let's see here, Spencer. Absolutely, dude. I'm telling you. In our I do have sales training course and stuff. It's not available right now. I'm not selling you guys. It's not a pitch thing, but the feedback in there from running this style, because I go more in depth in it in the course, but running this outline and framework has just been phenomenal. It's been very humbling, actually. So that's exciting, dude. Let me know, tag me in the group, bro, if you have any questions on that. Lock that shit down, dude. Orthodontists are amazing clients. We work with a bunch of orthos. Amazing clients. They suck. Just so you know, Spencer, they're really bad at handling leads, though. Like, they're worse. They're really bad. Even if this guy's got 6 locations, don't just let him know. Great, that's awesome. But I'll be watching your lead handlers because they suck, and we've worked with quite a few. Fernando, awesome, man, love it. Thanks for being here. Thanks for sticking around. Any other questions, guys? So we got some people still on here. We're going to be very active in this group moving forward. I'm going to be, like I said, I'm going to be doing fitness stuff, mindset stuff, optimization stuff, sales stuff, ad stuff. it's gonna be fun. We're building something big here. So love having you guys on. Hope you guys got some good stuff with that. I don't see any questions, guys. Raul, my man, thank you, dude. I still owe you, Raul. We need to get together and talk. We didn't on Sunday, so I owe you. Please remind me. Don't feel bad asking. Do not feel bad. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for spending some time here. Hope you guys got some good shit. And yeah, looking forward to the next live. I'm gonna sign off for now.